Girl finds strange eggs under her bed. When expert sees it, he turns pale. Lily was both fascinated and scared by the discovery of the eggs under her bed. Subscribe my channel for more update. She had no idea what kind of eggs they were and where they had come from. She had heard stories of strange creatures that could lay eggs in the strangest of places, but she had never expected to find them in her own home. She decided to tell her parents so they could call an expert to identify them. After a few phone calls, they finally found an expert who agreed to come over and take a look. The expert arrived shortly and examined the eggs carefully. He used a magnifying glass to inspect them, and his face turned pale, and his eyes widened with horror. He muttered something under his breath and then said, "These are not ordinary eggs. We need to evacuate your house." He urged Lily and her parents to leave the house immediately and to contact the authorities. Lily was terrified. She had never expected to find something like this in her own home, in her own room, no less. She was grateful that the expert had identified the eggs and that the authorities had taken the situation seriously. She was a bit relieved that she had found the eggs that needed to be removed from her home immediately. On second thought, she was thankful that the situation in her home would be resolved soon without any harm coming to her or her family, or so she thought. Lily was a typical young girl, and like many of her peers, she was scared of the unknown creatures that may lurk beneath her bed. Every morning, she would take a peek under her bed to make sure nothing was there. This Sunday morning was no different, and when she looked under her bed, she was met with a strange sight. There were several eggs, each a different size and color, and they were unlike anything she had ever seen. The sight took her aback. She didn't know what hit her, and this was just the beginning. The eggs were a deep blue, a vibrant yellow, and bright pink. They were all different sizes, ranging from the size of a golf ball to the size of a basketball. Lily was mesmerized by the sight, and she couldn't help but reach out and touch them. She was surprised to find that they were warm to the touch, and she could feel a faint vibration coming from them. She had no idea what these eggs were, or where they had come from, but she knew that something special was about to happen. Lily was filled with a sense of anticipation and excitement, and she couldn't wait to find out what was inside. Running down, Lily's heart was pounding as she raced down the stairs, her feet barely touching the steps. She screamed for her parents, her voice echoing through the house. She shouted louder and louder, her fear and desperation growing with each passing second. But there was no response. She felt her heart sink and her stomach twists in knots. She knew she had to try one last time. She screamed for her parents again, her voice shaking with fear. Finally, her parents heard her and came to her aid. She told them about the eggs, but they didn't believe her. She pleaded with them to come upstairs and see for themselves. Her parents reluctantly followed her up the stairs, their footsteps heavy and slow. Lily's heart raced as she led them up the stairs, her mind running with fear and anticipation. She was sure that when they reached the top, they would see the eggs and believe her. When they reached the top of the stairs, Lily's parents were shocked to see the eggs. They had never seen anything like it before. Lily felt a wave of relief wash over her as her parents finally believed her. She had been right all along. She had known that the eggs were real and that she wasn't imagining things. She was relieved that her parents finally believed her. The eggs were a deep, vibrant blue, and they glowed in the sunlight. They were nestled in a bed of soft grass, and the air around them was filled with a sweet, earthy scent. Lily's parents were mesmerized by the beauty of the eggs, and they couldn't take their eyes off them. They were so captivated that they almost forgot about Lily, who was still standing back, her eyes wide with wonder. She had never seen anything so beautiful before, and she felt a deep sense of awe. The eggs seemed to be calling out to her, and she felt a strange connection to them. Her parents looked at her with admiration, and she knew she had made the right decision. She had found something truly special, and she was proud of herself. However, Oscar and Hilly were in a state of sheer terror. Their minds raced as they tried to think of a way to save their beloved Lily. The eggs were warm to the touch, and the couple knew that it was only a matter of time before the eggs would hatch. They were in a state of panic as they frantically searched for the number of the expert. Their hands were shaking as they scrolled through their contacts, desperately trying to find the number. When they finally found it, they quickly dialed the number, their hearts pounding in their chests.